Pretty out here though. Pretty. Hello, Americans. Another friend, subscribers around the world. Back here, man. And it's kind of a nice morning. I got a flannel on, but I don't even need it. I'd say, I didn't look at the thermometer, but I'd say, I don't know, 45, 47 degrees, something like that. Pretty warm. Man, the clouds are booking it. There's actually a blue spot right here. But they're booking it coming from the, looks like it's blowing from the southwest. I don't know what the temps, I know that this week is supposed to be cooler than it has the last couple days, man. Yesterday was, man, the smoke. Somebody told me that makes it feel like you're sitting around the fire with me. But got a piece of pitch on here that's just insane. Didn't quite know it was that pitchy. But anyway, it's supposed to cool down. I'm probably gonna get back to the garden area. I got some trees I want to cut out. Got I do have a battery operated angle grinder. It's supposed to be here today, and I'm going to use it to clean up the some of the scrap and everything out in the scrap yard and stuff. So I'm sure I'll show that. The angle grinder, Seaside, had sent me something there. I can't remember what it was, but they wanted me to review something, and I was like, man, that, you know, nothing that I'd use. Not that it wasn't a good product or whatever, but it was something that I won't review something unless I'm going to, continue to use it or whatever. So I turned it down, but I told them, that's licking my camera, but I told them that I would be wanting an angle grinder here for too long, because I had, some jobs and stuff that I'd be using that. Not only that, cutting off that hog panel over there for a gate and a bunch of stuff. So I said, so if you got a, Seaside, if you got a angle grinder, then I'd definitely do a review on it. And he sent me back a email the next day and told me that he had an affiliate. I'm not exactly, not exactly sure how all that works, but he told me he had another company that had an angle grinder if I wanted to try it. So it's supposed to be here today, so I'll be showing that. Kind of slow and easy today, man. The last 2 days we went down, got supplies and stuff. The one day, so we're getting worked up for the road trips coming. And then yesterday went up, looked, I guess kind of looking for the petrified wood, but it was nice to get up there. Sure, it's funny how I'd never been up there before. We went up part of the way, but it was all snowed in. This was years ago, and never went back. It was, oh man, we got to go back in there. And it's funny, how in your mind you'll envision something. And man, I had that place, all envisioned, just and it wasn't quite that. It was pretty nice back there. Some spots, there were some nice camping spots, but I didn't even talk about it on video. But there was, I don't know, there must have been at least 6 or 8 camps, people camping at the camps, and this is the end part of the week, on Friday. Anyway, and then you wouldn't believe how many rigs were coming, campers and side-by-sides and everything that was coming in to go camping. Man, there's snow and mud up there, man. Not the greatest pleasant, but anyway, man, it wasn't that we thought it was. This morning I got up. Get up, man. It's just beautiful. Got up and, checking my phone and stuff, checking messages and all that. And I got a, I don't know, your phone sends you out them reminders or, whatever. It does. And, man, 2019, which was what, 6 years ago? 6 years ago, I got a reminder that Louie, got a reminder of his obituary. Man, Louie was awesome. Can't believe that many years already. Anyway, that was one of my my grandpa's really good friends up in McCall, and man, I can tell Louie stories all day long. Then so I was just reading his obituary, and haven't read or seen it in many years. And, kind of that, I don't know if you call it nostalgic or memories, man, just memories. Of the days gone by, the McCall days. My favorite, man, other than the years with Miss Kitty, those were my favorite, man. As far as childhood, man, my favorite memories, and what I call her, my sister, she's like my sister, is my Aunt Susie. Those are our favorite childhood memories, was in McCall. And here I'm gonna read a little bit of this. I'm not gonna go into anything like his family or any of the stuff. He was 88 years old, and this is something that I just caught, man. I didn't even realize that. He was born in 1930 in Council, Idaho. So he came, we're in the same county as Council. I'm not in Council, but that's where my post office box is. I'll read this part because this is the Louie I know. Louie was an avid outdoorsman, loved to hunt and fish. Many days were spent catching bass and crappie at Brownlee Dam, salmon and steelhead on the Little Salmon River, and of course enjoying the lazy days on the Payette Lake and surrounding upper lakes and rivers. He enjoyed snowmobiling, but was prepared to stop along it to ice fish. He was big time ice fisherman. Yeah, his first, because Arlene, that was his wife, 1979. I remember that too. I remember before Arlene, then I remember Arlene come along, and then I remember them getting married in 1979. So I was 11 years old. I'll tell you a story about him about that age. Their first date was fishing at Brownlee, and then their honeymoon was spent at hunting camp in White Lakes. Papa Louie was dearly loved by his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He sparked their love for camping, huckleberrying, mushrooming, and fishing, which will be a lasting legacy for generations to come. He will be remembered most for spending one-on-one time with them and showing them an interest in whatever they were doing and giving. Yeah, see, Louie is where my passion for mushroom hunting, he got my grandpa mushroom hunting, and, I don't know if Grandpa mushroom hunted that much before, dang it. What in the hell? Heck. Oh, I broke my damn chain, man. That mother was caught up. All right. I caught my dang chain. I don't know how much that I'll show it here, and ended up breaking my chain on my wallet. It's caught in my dang chair. Dude. Where the heck was I? Oh, so Grandpa, so I don't know if, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how much mushroom hunting Grandpa did. you know, before Louie and stuff came along. But I remember mushroom hunting with Louie and John and Roxanne, and you know, a lot of mushroom hunting. I've told a few stories about that before. But man, look, see up there in McCall. I always say the whole family. We had it was just a short road. I don't know how long, man. Maybe 100 yards road. With, you know, our cabin was up here. Then my grandma Bertha's, my great grandma, which was my grandpa Kent's mom, her cabin was here, and then Louie, and then Aunt Helen and Uncle Frank had this one, and then Uncle Frank, a different Uncle Frank, and Marge had the cabin over here, you know, and it was just amazing. Smokes that. All right, man, I had to clear that out a little bit, man. That pitch was going insane. I keep getting sidetracked, man. Louie and Uncle Frank, you know, McCall. You know, like I said, that get on my coffee, man. That McCall is it's actually tea. Love me some tea. What do you want? Hey, get out of there. And Kyle, you broke that. Wow, man, I'm having a heck of a time getting this thing video, man. Animal, pitch, everything. Oh, Louie. I even have a, he's the one, man, that my refrigerator smoker, you know, I ended up getting that from some old friends. Is actually from Moose. My best friend is a kid's dad. That was his dad's, you know, my old fridge smoker. But Louie had a refrigerator smoker that sat between his place against this tree, man. I can visualize it like it was yesterday. And then Grandma Bertha, so it was Grandma Bertha's, man. He had, you know, all kind of junk fans and stuff there. And then this old smoker refrigerator, and then his cabin. And above his smoker on a tree. I'll have to look, man, to see if that thing is still there. I'll pull in sometime and film. But I think I've filmed, you know, you can look back, I've filmed it a little bit. I'm always taking pictures and sending them to Susie. But he had a thermometer, and it was made by on the Indian reservation, and it's white, and then it has like a skeleton of fish, and then a little thermometer in the middle. And we were out at some flea market or something, and they had one of those, and I paid $10 for that. I was all day. I'd have paid 20 or 30, man. Memories, man. People pay a lot of money for memories, and I did. It's in by my chair. I just love that thing with my old eyes, man. I don't know how Louie could read it, because he was probably close to my age back then. One time, you know, man, mushroom hunting, fishing. We were always fishing. He had this old red boat, man. You know, old one. We'd come cruising up and our boat and stuff. Everybody, man. Uncle Frank, Louie, Scott, man. All of us. You know, everybody had their own boats there fishing. You know, all fishing on either Brownlee or Payette Lake or Cascade. Man, the memory, it just floods back to me. I wish I could just take it out of my mind and make a little movie out of it. You know, I have some pictures and stuff. I'll have to look and see if I can find any pictures and clip some of them in here. I don't have as many as I'd like to have, I'll tell you that. That's one thing these days, man. I tell Kitty all the time that we need to, there's robin. There's a robin, there's a robin. I seen 3 robins first day of spring yesterday, and I seen 3 robins yesterday. You know, that's usually the first sign of spring, and then the red-winged blackbirds come along. This year, man, I've been seeing and hearing red-winged blackbirds for a month, and now finally the robins are showing up. But anyway, one time we were, man, I was probably like 10 or 11 years old, and we all, on a Memorial Day and Labor Day, would all go up. Usually, man, if it, you know, Grandpa would let me take out of school sometimes, and I'd get to spend, because he'd go up a week, you know, the weekend before Labor Day or the weekend before Memorial Day, and get a spot up there at Woodhead on Brownlee. And that was before it's all fancy. I've taken you there too. You can look back on the videos, and man, I always say it's like a memorial park, but this is back when it, you know, back in the old days, back when it was like it was. And anyway, we'd go up there and stay a week, and we were up there, you know, and that's, man, Uncle Frank, Tom and Frank, you know, none of these names mean nothing to you, and Louie and all, you know, everybody would show up there in Brownlee, and we'd end up just doing this whole one level, man. There'd be, you know, I don't know, 10 to 20 different campers and everything, you know, all of us or whatever, camped out. And I remember this one time we were up there, and they were passing us and stuff as we were going up, man, but it was Hell's Angels, you know, bikers. The Hell's Angels were passing us going up there and stuff, and I don't remember Grandpa saying anything or anything about it. When we get up, and it used to be when you first came up to Woodhead, there was the park where there was a boat ramp and stuff, but it was a separate, now it's all one place, but the first little bay was one place, and then you had Woodhead Campground was a different place. Now they're connected. But anyway, and there was this knoll thing that goes out with campsites on it. And all these bikers or Hell's Angels, all of them are going out on this knoll deal. So, you know, we set up our camp and start fishing, doing our thing or whatever. And I don't know, one morning or whatever, I don't remember details, but anyway, me and Louie end up in his boat. You know, like I said, I'm 10 or 11 years old, and me and Louie are in his boat, and we're trolling for trout. Man, we catch some big old trout, and we're trolling along, and as we go along the where them Hell's Angels and all them were camped out, you know, and they've got tents and things all spread out or whatever, and the ladies were down in the lake, butt naked, and bathing. And Louie, as we go by, man, he's just looking. And I'm, you know, 10 or 11, I'm just going like this as we troll by. It was funny though, man, because we all of a sudden that trolling by, we did a circle, and then we came trolling back by, and then we did a circle, came trolling back by, man, and I wasn't catching any fish, but for some reason Louie must have thought that there was a lot of fish on that knoll right there. That was great, dude. Oh man, he was a hoot. Love that guy. All the memories. I was thinking this morning, of all of them, and I haven't heard, you know, because John and Roxanne passed away, oh man, that 3 or 4 years ago too, probably. And Little John's what we always called him, and he lived in Council, man. And after Roxanne passed away, he ended up selling his place and then moving out with his son. And I haven't seen him around for a long time. And anymore, man, when somebody passes away, a lot of times, you know, there won't even be any kind of notice or anything. So somebody can pass away and you not know. I hope you're not. But I'd run into them usually at the NAPA. But I haven't seen him in a couple years now. But that's, you know, really of the cabin days, man. Me and Susie are pretty much the only ones left. And all those wonderful memories. Man, I loved it back then. And that's back when McCall, you know, it's still, you know, it's insane now. It's like Little Sun Valley. Man, I've got so many memories there that it's still amazing. It's still an amazing place to me, man. That kind of waking up or getting up and reading, you know, reading his obituary again and realizing it's 5 or 6 years have went by already. Man, and they just keep going faster, man, faster and faster. It's pretty dang nice. It feels like it's earlier than it is. I don't know what time it is right now. All these chickens want me to throw them some scratch, I would say. If it ain't the dogs, it's the dang chickens. Hey man, at night we've been hearing the frogs have been going crazy too. I guess. First day of spring yesterday. That's my favorite time of year. I love it, man. All the renewal and little critters. That cherry tree is starting to pop too. I just hope we don't get some frost. You know, who knows what this season will bring. You know, I have been snowed on in July in Donnelly, Idaho. So you don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Good Lord willing, and them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.